VigilanteWilliamson here with another video about this whole Luka situation, as the internet has gone crazy, absolutely crazy in every way. Sometimes it's entertaining, sometimes it's disturbing. People want to take Nico Harrison's manhood now, and I'm here to give you a public service announcement. I know YouTube is probably not going to let more than 50 to 100 people see this video, but here's a public service announcement. Nico Harrison is the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks. He is not the owner. You cannot trade away the best player on the team without the owner's permission and more than likely the owner's direction. So it is a controversial trade. By the way, Anthony Davis is a Hall of Fame player, still putting up Hall of Fame numbers. I don't understand why we have to act like he's the worst player on earth. And granted, Luka is a top 5, top 3 player, and Anthony Davis is a top maybe 8 to 15 player. But still, he's a solid player. There have been worse trades than this. This isn't the worst trade ever. Sometimes you got to trade your best player for one reason or another. It's looking like the reason is because the Mavericks were too cheap. Now, I was wrong in blaming Cuban, because apparently he's a minority owner. He sold a majority of his shares, even though he does have decision power. And I think he's lying when he says he didn't know about the trade. I know, you know why? Because again, this trade can't happen without ownership being a part of it. And because he's already the previous owner, more than likely, he's who the ownership group goes to get through the GM and the regular day-to-day stuff of a basketball operation, because he's the most experienced in the ownership group, even as a minority owner. So I think he's lying when he says he didn't know about the trade. I think that's bullshit. A lot of people think LeBron may be lying. I don't know. But there's no way a part owner of this team, especially the guy who was the majority owner who drafted him, there's no way he didn't know. Because there's no way this didn't happen without them knowing, without the ownership knowing. Nico Harrison can't do this by himself. I know everyone wants to blame him. Now people are putting his fucking address out there. People want to sexually assault him. Do that to the actual ownership group, because it was their decision. It was ultimately their decision. You want to know how I know it was their decision? Because he shopped them to Milwaukee. He shopped them for another top 3 player in Giannis, and they said no. So if you're shopping this guy around, you got the directive to trade him. It is not Nico Harrison's fault. Blame ownership. Stop blaming this guy for doing his job. I know he's the same guy who fucked up the Steph Curry thing, which I don't know how he got a job in basketball after that. But he's not doing anything ownership doesn't want him to do and isn't telling him to do. They wanted to trade Luka, rather it's because he wanted to leave and he just hardened his way out of Dallas by, you know, gaining weight in order to get himself traded, and or he has an injury like I speculated in my first video. And if it's neither of those, it's because they didn't want to pay him the $350 million Supermax. So stop blaming Nico Harrison for what the ownership allowed and wanted. That's all I got. If you like the video, like it, all that other good stuff. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.